Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Wake Up Missoula.
Yeah.
I'm Noelle McAvoy.
I'm Scott Ramp.
And I'm Josh Meny.
We have a lot to talk about today. We got programming that's going to be brand new on MCAT. We have a phoner with Alan Goddard talking about Flagship. We have some guests from
Viscosity Theater. We have Rebecca Schaefer and Josh Wagner. They're going to be on to talk about their project for the Fringe Festival. It's going to be awesome.
So we'll have them on here in a few minutes.
Moments.
First,
we also have
I want to talk a
City
little.
Council.
Yes, we have events and city council, so we have a lot of stuff we're going to talk about
Lots of
today.
things.
But first, I want to just show a short little video. It kind of like talks about itself, but I just want to harp on it a little more, and that's about the Mansfield Human Trafficking Conference, and this is part 4 of 8, and then followed by the Southwest Asia Conference, part 3, and they're talking about, the first one they're talking about how they deal with women who have been sex trafficked and how they have to adapt to, I guess, what we
Life.
consider regular society, because they've been so used to tricking people, trying to survive, and
Can't trick people in the real world.
yeah, no. But yeah, it's going to be on tonight at 4:30, I believe. Let's see, just double check. Nope, it's at 6 p.m. and then followed by 7:30 p.m. So 2 new programming. One is about UM Mansfield, Fight for Hope and Freedom, and the other one is the UM Southwestern Asia Conference. So let's go take a look at a little tease of what you guys are expecting for tonight's programming.
Many of these girls have had to manipulate their entire lives. So earlier it was mentioned that a lot of these girls present as completely functional teenagers. They absolutely do. They've learned to be chameleons in any environment that they need to be. And I'm telling you this because in working with survivors, I realize that our goal is I want to get to the authentic, genuine self of that girl. I want to help her find her own soul again and reconnect her emotions and her body so that she can be a whole person.
Predominantly Han Chinese lawyers who are taking cases of Uyghur peaceful dissenters, trying to find out where they are, acting as their lawyers. For me, that's an encouraging sign. It means that, as we were talking, that these two groups can actually start to ally the commonalities of their plight. They all suffer from issues of freedom of expression and demolishing of their houses and the like. So for me, there is that movement that's happening within China. It's not always effective, but they're smart.
And that's going to be on at 7:30 tonight. So look for all these wonderful programmings, and you too can have your programming on MCAT as well. If you fill out a media assistant grant, it provides 12 hours of MCAT service for your organization per year to allow us to shoot whatever event you guys are doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of cool conferences, and they hit a lot of hard issues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
And they get to talk about it. It's open forum. People have Q&As, and I think this is one of the first years they're doing the Fight for Hope and Freedom stuff. But UM does a lot of lectures. A lot of it's really cool. And what I saw in there, the first one looks like it was in the Montana Theater, and then the second one right here about the Asia Studies is.
UC Center.
It could be even the Gallagher Business Building.
Oh, okay.
But we shoot in Gallagher Business Building. We shoot all over campus.
Yeah.
I've shot in Uri Lecture Hall before. Very echoey, but still really awesome.
Yeah.
But another thing we want to talk about is weather. Weather has been hot, smoky.
Little weird, yeah.
So
I think it rained last night.
me and Josh had a conversation the other day, and you were talking a little bit about all that smoke that's in the air and like where it's coming from.
Well, there's a huge fire in Oregon right now. It's called the Buzzard Complex Fire, and it's over 180,000 acres on fire right now.
Wow.
And there's also a huge fire going on in Washington, and it also happens that all the breeze that's coming into Missoula right now is coming from the west, so it's bringing all that smoke with it.
We actually have a page of the where all the fires
Yeah,
are.
we're going to go to our high-tech webcam at a total of 15 frames per second. So if you check it out right here, you can see
the
what
haze.
downtown Missoula looks like.
Yeah, you can see the haze on the mountains.
You see all the haze, all the smoke, even some tree pollution as well.
Yeah. Crazy trees.
Crazy trees.
Wait, I'm gonna go to VX.
Then we have weather, and it's supposed to be in the 90s again.
That's good.
So
Noah,
currently
you
it is
brought up-
54.
You actually brought up.
I actually have a page of where it says all the fires are on there
All right.
right now.
Right now.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to tell you.
There we go.
All
we
right,
go.
there you go.
Right there.
That's what we were looking for.
There we go.
Right here. So, where all these red area are, that's where all the fires are right now, and all of them are active and none of them are contained.
That's
Wow.
Yeah.
crazy. See how it's all coming from our west.
Yeah. Oops.
It, you know, there's a hotline you can call to get the overall air quality right now.
Yeah.
I believe it's 258-3600.
Nice.
And basically, right now we're at a moderate level, but if those fires grow anymore, it's going to get more severe.
Yeah.
And also, we're really lucky that we don't have any fires going on in the Bitterroot Selway Wilderness, because once there's a fire there, that's just thick smoke.
That
throughout
is.
Missoula.
Yeah.
Even though we're still getting some good smoke throughout.
Yeah.
And then if you look at our weather we got from the National Weather Service, you have area smoke through the weekend. Sunday's going to start clearing up, and then we have our slight chance of thunderstorms. But of course, our slight chance of thunderstorms are usually pretty low because since we live we're nestled around the mountains, the clouds usually break up a lot
Yeah.
of times, and it says there's about a 20% of thunderstorms. So there might be a couple strikes of lightning on the outskirts of Missoula, but I don't think we'll see any major lightning.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
Yeah. I hope
Hopefully
not.
not, but
We'll
more
see.
times than not.
And it looks like it's cooling down a little bit, going into the 80s
It
today.
does.
So
Yeah. The rest of this week too will be in the 80s, so not too hot. That's kind of nice. Yeah. Good weekend weather, except for that smoke, and there's a lot of stuff going on this weekend. So,
Oh, yeah.
which I
Yeah.
will tell you about later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have to look forward to the weekend. We have a lot of concerts, a lot of free concerts,
Yeah,
a lot
there are
of
a
free
bunch
cool
of-
stuff.
Yeah.
Tonight, tomorrow night, just a lot of cool things going on.
yeah.
As always in Missoula in the summer.
And of course, like I always like to show this. I want to talk about this before we bring out our first guests. This is the Paxson murals at the Missoula Art Museum,
Yeah.
and this is about a minute and a half. This is what our very own Rick Phillips from MCAT shot, and he basically shows a lot of the art from the Missoula Art Museum. And this gallery will be running for a month or two.
Yeah, until
Cool.
September,
Very cool.
because the courthouse is like getting undergoing renovations.
Nice.
Right.
Nice.
So bring on our guests, and while we bring on our guests, you can enjoy some art. Hey.
Hello.
Hi,
We're
how are
back.
you guys?
We're here with Rebecca Schaefer and Josh Wagner from Viscosity Theater. Tell us about the theater installation project that you're going to be having at the Fringe Festival.
Well, Josh and I have been collaborating for a long time on theatrical work, and as we've gone through the years, we've gotten more and more experimental as far as like actor-audience relationships. So Josh is a writer. Do you want to tell a little bit about the story? And
Sure. The project is called Mystery Mark, and it is based on a book
that I wrote with Theo Ellsworth, a local illustrator. And after we put this book together, we got together with Viscosity and talked about translating it into a performance, which eventually we decided the first phase should be this theatrical installation, which is a single set, 3 actors, based on one brief scene in the book, but which encompasses all of the themes in the book.
Cool.
Right.
Cool.
And we had a meeting a little while ago with our art director, Daniel Scott Morris, and he had expressed an interest in working on masks and puppets and things like that. And so, out of that, grew this really lovely installation. The installation will be examining surveillance and self-surveillance and sort of loops of observation, or concentric circles of observation in a way. The actors will be doing live performance, but the audience has different ways of engaging with the performance. They can watch the performance through different lenses, closed circuit television right there in front of the actors, maybe from behind a wall through little peepholes, and then they are also encouraged to play the role of the surveillance crew in the book called the Skeleton Crew, so the audience will be able to document the performance that's happening and post it online for outside observers to observe through social media.
So for me, it's kind of like you have a soda and you have a chance, like you're drinking it from a can. And sometimes you can pour it into a cup with ice and it tastes different. Like
Right.
It's still the same soda,
Right.
but you're just taking it in differently.
Yeah,
Good metaphor.
exactly.
I like metaphors.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get to wander around and see it from different angles, and it's on a running loop, so you don't have to be on time. You can leave whenever you want.
How long does the loop go for?
The loop is about 20 minutes, and it will happen 3 times. And right now we're working on texturing the loop so that every time it happens, it sort of grows and changes in a slight way, so that it's still the same thing, just with an added extra layer.
Right, so you could come and stay for the whole thing and have a slightly different experience, or you could just walk in
Right.
for 5 minutes and then walk out.
Right, and if you sat and you watched the loop for the entire time, you would get things that other people didn't see at the same time. You would also miss some of the other aspects of the installation. So there's no way to get it all, I guess. And a part of the interesting thing about the documentation and surveillance from the audience is that then it becomes this puzzle that you can sort of piece together, because you're not going to see everything. So then looking at everyone else's experience, what did they capture that you missed?
All right, so
That's
when
really
can,
neat.
when can people get a chance to see this?
August 14th, 15th, and 16th at the Fringe Festival at the Downtown Dance Collective. Thursday, August 14th, and Friday, August 15th. I hope I have those dates right. It's the Thursday and Friday around that time. It's at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
And on August 16th, Saturday, it is at 9:30 p.m.
Okay.
And where is it located?
The Downtown Dance Collective is on Main Street.
Yeah,
In the La Flèche building.
yeah, right across from that big stone cat with the
Right.
parking
Yeah,
garage.
yeah. So,
Yeah. As a writer, how did this kind of challenge you in ways that you weren't expecting?
The development of the story was actually really exciting because I've wanted to work with Theo for a long time. And in most cases, when you have an illustrated book, the writer writes the story, gives it to the illustrator, and then he illustrates it. But I wanted to reverse that. So I had Theo start illustrating before I started writing, before I even conceptualized anything. So yeah, this is one of his illustrations. And he drew 2 pictures before we knew what was going to happen.
Wow.
And so we let those images inspire the story.
That's so cool.
I think that's really good synergy. Like, I don't like synergy is a buzzword, but it's like, while he's drawing and you're writing, you kind of like working together on this project. And it's like you get inspired by each other. You're writing, he's like, okay, so I'll draw that.
Exactly.
And then he draws some other cool things, and you're just like, okay, maybe I can make that work.
Yeah, there was a lot of feedback in it, and it became a true collaboration.
So what's been the most difficult part of this process?
It's just been a lot of work. Our art designer decided he wanted to do everything out of paper mache, including props. So there was no just going to the store and getting a prop.
Right.
It's building everything from the ground up. And we've been working really hard. Mostly Scott has been putting a lot of hours into this. And we've been really fortunate to have many volunteers from the artistic community several times a week just come over to Scott's backyard, and we all sit around with paper mache, and we work and we talk, and it's really been a blast.
Nice.
But it's been a lot of work.
Yeah, it sounds like it. But it sounds really cool.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
So before we go, let's pitch your guys' event one more time and talk about when and where and where people can get more information about it.
Sure.
Yeah. So again, it's at the Downtown Dance Collective during the Missoula Fringe, which is a wonderful event in general. You know, just to have the new theater that is being built by people from the ground up happening all over the city that week. But our performance mystery mark is August 14th, 15th, and 16th at the Downtown Dance Collective. On the 14th and 15th, it's at 7 p.m. And on the 16th, it is at 9:30 p.m.
And one very important thing, the show's free.
Right.
There's no admission.
Yes.
Awesome.
For it. We will be selling the books there. These will be printed at the time. But yeah, you can come and go.
Cool.
Please.
Or you can watch it online and see what's happening
Yeah.
online.
Oh, you can live stream it too?
Oh,
Well, hopefully.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
gonna
I mean,
see
but as
about
far
that.
as like the Twitter sphere and what's happening
Yeah.
on
Okay.
Facebook,
Oh, yeah.
hopefully
All that
we're
social
hoping
media. I just forget
Exactly.
about that. Cool.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
thanks for
thank you
joining us, you guys. You know.
Thanks for having us.
So
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna be coming right back with a guest. We hope we'll get on the phone with Alan Goddard talking about Flagship, and they're having a performance tonight. So we'll hear a little more about that right after this.
MCAT has summer camps. There is media camp, animation camp, and movie making camp. In media camp, we learn how to write stories, create a storyboard, camera skills, and editing skills. We make movies and edit them ourselves. We also get to travel to radio stations, TV stations, and small production companies.
In animation camp, we learn how to make stop motion and animated movies. We learn how to use the editing program Dragon Frame. With this, we learn how to create stories using Legos, Play-Doh, and wire.
Movie making camp is where we learn how to make movies using professional broadcast equipment. We learn how to create storyboards and write scripts, and as well editing, camera work, and cinema photography. At the end of each day of camp, there's a live show where we talk about what we did each day, what we learned, and what we will do the next day.
On Friday's live show, we premiere all the movies we made throughout the week.
This year we added an extra animation camp, which starts July 21st through the 25th, and there are 6 more spots available. So sign your kid up today.
Hello.
Hey, welcome back to Wake Up Missoula. We have Alan Goddard, and he's here to talk about Flagship. He's on my phone right now.
Awesome.
Hey, Alan, how's it going?
Pretty good. How's it going with you, Scott?
Pretty well. You're here to talk about a performance that's happening tonight, am I right?
This afternoon at the public library in the large meeting room downstairs, the kids from Flagship are a group, have a drama group known as Storytellers, and they're going to tell 5 Native American stories.
Wow.
And they act them out, and we have a choreographer who's helped give them a dance routine or 2, and they sing, and it's very imaginative, it's fun, it's free, and these kids need some support, and it's real good entertainment. 2 o'clock, it'll be done in about 45 minutes.
Okay, could you tell the audience when and where it's going to be?
Yeah, again, it's at the public library this afternoon, Friday, at 2 o'clock in the big meeting room downstairs. You can come in the back door or in the front door and go downstairs. And there's no charge. It's just good, wholesome, fun entertainment.
Oh,
Cool.
great.
What's the age group of the storytellers?
They're all about 6th and 7th graders.
Oh, cool. Okay, okay.
Cool.
And then are these stories that they made up?
No, these are traditional Native American stories.
Okay.
I dramatize them for the kids, and each one has a pointed moral. It's an old traditional way of educating kids in the old tribal methods, and sort of like the stories of Aesop in many ways.
And what tribe are you getting? In what tribe are you getting these stories from?
Well, more than one. We have one from the coast, one from the Crow area, one from the Cinnabon area. There are 5 different areas.
Cool.
Great. So this is all being done through the flagship program. What can you tell us about the summer flagship program?
Well, the summer flagship program this year has been at Washington School. I can talk about it in the middle school. It has been a little bit different. They focused for a week on a different area, and this past week has been drama dance.
Nice.
Cool.
Well, is there anything?
Other areas include farming, and every day they get to go to Splash and have a session at the pool, and we have lunch and lots of fun.
Great.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to say before we move on?
Flagship program is wonderful. I hope people will support it. It's for the kids who are at risk in our school districts.
Oh.
Yeah, important thing in our community.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Ellen, for coming on our show.
Support.
All right. We'll talk to you later. Hopefully, we'll get some people over there.
Let's hope so.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
And that was Alan Goddard with the Missoula flagship program.
Yeah,
Cool.
And
that'd be cool.
And he's talking about the performance storytellers, a flagship branch off the flagship, and they're going to be doing it at the Missoula Public Library in the big conference room at 2 p.m. this afternoon.
Oh, I
Yeah,
bet
you
that's
guys
gonna
should
be so
definitely
cute.
show up.
And they'll be talking about 5 different tales of Native American stories from their own mythos.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like the whole time we were talking, I just wanted to say, I want to be able to say mythos.
Mythos, yeah.
And now,
That's a good one.
and like
And they're
and
gonna
our
be-
last guest made me thirsty for soda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those kids gonna be like 11 and 12, right? That's so cute. That's gonna be really cool.
So
Sweet.
when we return, we're going to be either talking about events. Let's talk about
or
events.
City Council.
Yep, and we'll do that right after this.
Hello and welcome to MCAT. MCAT stands for Missoula Community Access Television. We are a nonprofit group that helps the community get into broadcasting and communication. How? I'm not sure. If it's too formal, I mean, people are just gonna be like, oh, that's boring. And then if it's too like, oh yeah, you don't give a crap, la-di-da. Are you filming this? Oops. How? We train anybody who comes through our doors how to shoot, edit, and produce videos. Whether you like to be in front of the camera or behind, we provide the equipment you need to get started, so come on down.
Hey, welcome back.
And we're back.
And we are back, indeed.
So
Back.
we've
Yeah,
got City Council with Josh.
Mhm.
What's going on?
Well, what's going on is that they're redoing Bancroft Street, so they're repaving it. And the bicycle and pedestrian program headed by Ben Weiss, they want to put stripes down for a bicycle lane. And it's pretty controversial because
People don't want the stripes?
people don't want the stripes. And the reason why they don't want the stripes is because in order to put the stripes down, they have to take the west side, or they're asking to take the west side of the lane and take parking out of the west side, because in order to do it,
Oh.
yeah, and
More bike lanes, less parking.
less parking, and that gets in the way of a lot of businesses So
And the COT is right there on like off of Bancroft too. You know.
And COT has like no parking.
Yeah.
And it's growing.
Yeah. Huh.
yeah, there's a Alpine Foot and Ankle Clinic, which is the big deal because they have to actually drop off people because, you know, as you know, if you have foot and ankle issues, you can't walk or drive.
Yeah.
So that's one of the issues, is that if they take away the west side for a bike lane, they won't have that drop-off space. But the bicycle and pedestrian program is trying to deal with that by putting a loading zone in that is kind of infringes on the bicycle lane, you could say.
Right.
So basically, I just summed up the first 3 sound bites that I was going to talk about. So let's jump ahead, and let's see here. They're going to talk about the possibility of having sharrows. So let's hear from Ben Weiss.
Enough room for a slow-moving bicycle to be passed safely by a driver. They would have to cross a double yellow, which is currently illegal. So what that leads to is either unpredictable and unsafe cyclist behavior where they're weaving in and out of parked cars trying to stay to the right as much as possible, or they take the lane and create animosity with drivers who then either speed by them, crossing the double yellow illegally, or sitting back and honking, or, you know, that sort of thing. So and that admin rule 415 that, you know, kind of guides public works and how we do this says that this is not a situation where we would add sharrows. It is currently marked bike route, and there have been sharrows added in the past, but it's not the recommended course of action.
So in case you guys don't know what sharrows are, it's those arrows that are in the middle of the lane.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically, the idea is that bicyclists and cars will share the lane.
Yeah.
Hence the word sharrow.
I like that.
Yeah, definitely. And so we're going to jump ahead to Kevin Slovarp, who's the city's engineer, and he's going to talk about how they were going to initially plan to put in the bicycle lane.
We also talked, Ben and Jessica Morris and myself and Doug Harvey had kind of worked on this, parking on the east side, parking on the west side to be removed, and we didn't, as we were going through and looking at individual blocks, we really didn't see anything by removing parking on the west side that was really a red flag that couldn't be mitigated and successfully mitigated. And so I wanted to mention that. And the other thing I wanted to mention was we thought about maybe in certain blocks having parking removed on the west side, then maybe another block or 2 down, remove parking on the east side and kind of chicane the road around. But that actually doesn't make a lot of sense when you have snow on the road. You maybe can't see the center line, and so somebody might be driving into a parked car or something like that. So, and I don't think MDT would allow us to do that type of facility.
So that's them talking about how they were, initially thinking about putting the lanes, putting parking on one side and the other side, and that would have just created a whole chaotic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next thing that we really want to focus on here is that. Before they put the idea to put this lane out there, Ben Weiss, the program manager, went out and talked door to door, talked to people, and sent out survey, asking people, well, what side should we put this on? Which side of the road should we put the bicycle lane on? And his finding was that they should put it on the west side, but other people. Didn't think so. And John Wilkins, actually, who is a city council member, went out and did the same thing and went door to door, and he says that he found different findings from the people on that street. So let's listen to John Wilkins.
This, mainly because of what the businesses have said to me. I believe in bicycle lanes. I don't believe this is going to make a safe street there. Going down, that street is heavily used. When Malfunction Junction got reconfigured, a lot of people come by the manor now, and go down to, I think it's Sussex, and make a turn there to get onto Bancroft. That can be very hard to make that turn and see cars coming down and Bancroft and kids crossing the street right there. I think it's a public safety problem. I'd like to see the school put a guard out there, actually. That's been a problem for all the years that I've lived in that area. It's worse now than when I first moved in because of the malfunction junctions thing. I also believe that these are employee cars that are parked along that side of the street. So if you're going to close the west side of the street, where are they going to go? They're going to go into the neighborhood. And then you think you heard complaining right now, wait till that happens. Because that's happened in my neighborhood with Sentinel High School.
So that's John Wilkins talking about some of the issues that could possibly happen. And he actually calls for a public hearing, and they're going to move to have a public hearing 2 weeks from now, even though the issue doesn't, the bicycle pedestrian program says that all they needed was public outreach, and that's what they did. They got public outreach, and they went to City Council, Public Works to get their reaction, and that they thought that would be sufficient enough to put in the bicycle lane. But now that City Council has heard from the bicycle pedestrian program about this bicycle lane, one of the City Council members, that being John Wilkins, is moving for a public hearing. So there will be a motion to bring a public hearing into the forum within the next 2 weeks. So that's basically all I have for City Council.
Nice.
So we have a lot to look forward to,
Yeah.
and a lot of issues for sure. Like, I probably, like, every time I think about like what they could do wrong with like bike paths and bike lanes and all that stuff, I always think about the bike path from Russell to Reserve Street.
Ooh, yeah.
That is hard to navigate. I mean, they have, I think they spent more money on signs pointing to where you're supposed to go than the
actual path.
The path.
Yeah.
There's so many signs. Like, it's so hard to navigate through there, and it's like, I mean, like what he said before, it's like, you don't want to get involved with neighborhoods.
I think we should just have people be aware. Like, people just need to pay attention to bikers and be aware of their surroundings.
Yeah, but
they don't need to, like...
It is a safety issue.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah, but there is a bike path there right now. But there's only one going one way. I don't know.
I haven't heard too much because when they converted Brooks, that early Brooks just off of Higgins to bike lanes, and then they got rid of the parallel parking altogether.
Yeah.
But yeah, that seemed to be going fine. I didn't hear too much about it. It's a lot easier to drive through, especially if there's a biker just to the right of me going down the street. So it's not the street's fault anymore on that street. It's the bikers.
I'm blaming the street.
Well, the city's definitely pushing for more cycling to happen because they want less cars, less congestion.
Yeah.
So this is kind of an initiative by the city to try to put these bicycle lanes in.
Yeah, and also look for the fare-free bus travel too, because they're trying to work on that, working on Missoula Mountain Line, or working on a deal to get fare-free.
But they also have to remember that we have like 9 or 10 months of winter.
Yeah.
It's true.
Which is why we would utilize the buses, and we lose probably about 80% of bikers because of the weather.
In the winter. Like, I'm a seasonal biker. I'm not afraid to admit that. Like, I'm not hardcore enough to bike in the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh
and
is.
so, yeah.
I bike sometimes in the snow.
But
Good job, Josh. You're hardcore. I'm just not.
You like any other biker, you probably bike a lot more when there's no snow and it's not slick on the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
everywhere. Yeah, so...
Always wear a helmet. We got Noel a helmet.
I know! I wear it.
So, great.
Yeah, I do. Okay.
Safety first, people.
So when we come back, we'll talk about events.
Yeah.
Wait for what?
We still have half a show left, so stay tuned.
Too
All right.
cute. Those kids are so cute.
I love using that. Just like, let's go to it. Let's just show it.
Let's just show it right now. Okay, so I've got events for Friday and Saturday. This is what's going on today. At 9:30 a.m., there's family fun time at Ms. Mo Gymnastics. It's just where you can go with your family and spend time bonding and playing and having fun with your little ones. It's an open gym for all ages, walking to 12 years of age. They offer a supervised and safe environment full of obstacle courses, trampolines, and foam pits. And there's multiple times throughout the week. So per day prices for members are $5. You can just take your kid there if you're a member and drop them off for $5, or you can go play with them for $5. And then non-members are $8. And then unlimited monthly prices for just one child for members is $35 and non-members is $40. And then for family, where it's only just the siblings, is for members is $50 and non-members is $60. And then it's Wednesday from 9:30 to 11, Friday from 9:30 to 11, and Saturday 9:30 to 11. So it's only Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
So right after the show, take your kids to Miss Mo Gymnastics.
Yeah, and get them tired out. And you can all take naps. Woo!
Siestas.
Yeah. There is parachute fun at the Children's Museum today. It's at 11 o'clock, 11 to 11:30, and they're just gonna pull out the giant parachute and have a bunch of fun with it. Do you guys remember the parachute
Yes.
when you were younger?
Yeah.
It was like awesome. I just remember being so excited about it. So I might just go.
I'd like in my mind, I was like thinking like what teachers were thinking in their head, just like, how can we waste a class? How can we keep them busy for an hour? Parachutes.
Yep. Parachutes are cool.
Yeah?
So tonight in Caris Park, there's a free concert series put on by the Badlander. What I think they're trying to do is the Badlander is park musical series featuring talent that needs to be experienced. So the Badlander just wants to like have music in Caris Park by different, local talents that no one really knows about.
Nice.
So there is a free concert series tonight. They've got a bunch of bands. Igor and the Red Elvises will play with Three-Eared Dog and Monk and the Mothers. The show is free, and Three-Eared Dog plays from 6 to 7. Monk and the Mothers play from 7 to 8, and then Igor and the Red Elvises play from 8 to 10:30. And I cannot tell you what kind of music Igor and the Red Elvises are because I don't know.
Wow, 8 to 10:30.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long set.
It's good, yeah. So it'll be fun. It's just free music in Caris Park. Go down, everyone. Starts at 6. There is Family Friendly Friday. This is every Friday at the Top Hat. It goes from 6 until 8 p.m. And it's just a time where parents and kids can have fun and socialize and run around and listen to music and eat really good food. So Andrea Harsel and friends will be playing music there. Montana State Parks presents the Mighty Mountain Lion today. It's at 8 p.m. at the Salmon Lake State Park Amphitheater. Montana is a natural habitat for mountain lions, and people often come into contact with them. So the Fish, Wildlife, and Parks wildlife specialist, Bob Weisner, is going to teach about the habits, biology, and natural habitats of these fascinating predators. So where the Salmon Lake State Park Amphitheater is, it's on 2329 Highway 83, North Sealy Lake, Montana. Yeah, so that's where it is. There's also a comedian tonight at the Broadway. Doors are at 8, shows at 9. It's $12 in advance or $15 at the door. And the comedian and writer Thea Vaughn is the host of TBS's hit weekly hidden camera prank show, Deal With It. And I have a little bit of his stand-up about, this is when he met Brad Pitt, and he was really excited. Yeah.
Grab him because I have to tell you what happened. I met Brad Pitt, okay? The real Brad Pitt, okay? Not the fake Brad Pitt, the only one God ever made. Met him, okay? This is what happened. Listen up, haters. So it's a beautiful day out, okay? Because Brad only lives on beautiful days. And in the distance, I see a man. And I say a man, but I'm talking about the most beautiful woman you've ever seen, wrapped up in a man, okay? Like, I'm not gay, but immediately I was gay, all right? Like, poof, for dudes. So I'm walking, he's walking, we're both going to the same building, and I say walking, but I don't even know if Brad Pitt even walks anymore, or if there's like an agreement now between gravity and Mother Nature and the grace of God where they just amicably move Brad wherever he needs to go. Like God has a chessboard with one piece in his Brad friggin' Pitt, checkmate life, right? So I'm walking, he's gliding, we're both going to the same building,
So
being the only
that's pretty
Brad
much-
Pitt that God...
That's going to be today at the Broadway, but that was funny. Brad Pitt does glide. He's beautiful. So there's music at the Palace, Caris Park, Monks, the Union Club, the VFW, the Dark Horse, and the Top Hat tonight. So there's a lot of music and a lot of stuff going on today. So up next is Saturday events. As always, every Saturday is a farmer's market at the Red X's. Is from 8 a.m. to 1. People's Market is on Pine and Higgins, and that's from 9 a.m. to 2. And the Clark Fork Market is at Caris Park and 8 a.m. to 1. There's a 5K run and shoot and run fundraiser for MDF. This is at 7:30 a.m. at the Alberton football field. So the 5K run begins at 7:45 a.m. and it plus approximately 1 mile from run and shoot fun runs begins in 15-minute intervals. So they're running and then they're shooting things, which is awesome. But so it'll be from 8:15 to 10 a.m. and it'll be 6 shooting activities with slingshots, super soakers, disc shooters, frisbees, pellet guns, and bow and arrow. That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
All events start at the Alberton football field. Pre-registration is recommended, so I'm sure you can still register today since it's tomorrow. You can go to montanamuledeer.org or you can call 721-7171. For further information, contact Jennifer Coate at 543-8088 or Jennifer at coate-mtcpass.com. So it's Jennifer, Jennifer, at COTE and then a dash mtcpas.com. So if you want information on that, go to that. There is a boot camp in Bonner Park. This is going on July and August. And the trainers of Missoula Underground Strength Training Center have booked Bonner Park for 9 Saturdays throughout the summer. And so they have a DJ playing, and they're just gonna, listen to music and get you working out. It's at 9 a.m. tomorrow at Bonner Park. Yeah, and it's going throughout the month. So July 26th is the last time, and then August 2nd, 9th, 16th, and 23rd are the rest of them. Yeah, and so you just go and work out, and they give you a bunch of series of workouts, and should be pretty cool. And they have a chaperone there, so that's like not an excuse to not bring your kids, So like if you're saying I can't go because of kids, no, you have no excuse. Okay, Sierra Club Day Hike at Chappaqua Mountain is at 9 a.m. tomorrow. They'll do the Reservation Divide Trail, West Missoula. Chappaqua or Squaw Peak, as is historically named. So it's a symmetrical pyramid west of Missoula, sitting atop the 9-mile drainage on the Reservation Divide. So the round trip is 3.5 miles with 1,838 feet of elevation gain. And you can learn about Glacial Lake Missoula, which, was the largest of several lakes that pretty much just swept through everything and made Missoula what it is today, or at least the geography of it. Yeah, so that's tomorrow at 9 a.m. You can RSVP Lori Rustwald at front desk at MissoulaNews.com. There is a beginning birder walk at Metcalf Refuge tomorrow, 10 a.m. Lee Metcalf at NWR headquarters. And this is just a beginning birding field trip for you to learn all about birds. You learn about, key bird field marks and more. Yeah, you'll learn about stuff about birds. Sounds pretty cool. It's a 2-hour outing, so it'll be 10 a.m. to noon. You can call 214-1194 for more information. There is a paleo salad dressing and dips seminar and cooking demo at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow at Natural Grocers. And so it's just going to teach you what certain types of polyunsaturated fats are found in most bottle salad dressings, and how your ancestors maintained a balance of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids. And it'll just teach you how to, eat well and do paleo and, make some dressings that are healthy for you. So that's cool. Also at 11 is All Abilities Baseball at McCormick Park. You can just go and you're going to pretty much go to McCormick Park and just play baseball games.
Nice.
And it's free. and it's for everyone in all ages. And so you can call 721-PARK to sign up your slugger today. And it's no fee, and it's 11 to 1. So that's tomorrow.
And they're always looking for volunteers.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, and so if you're interested in volunteering, you can
contact
call that
Parks and Recreation.
Yeah, 721-PARK. There's Animal Wonders at E3 Convergence Gallery tomorrow. July is Kids Month there, and children and family of all ages are welcome to come down and meet local exotic rescued animals.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then also learn a little bit more about, the animal world. It's $5 per person, and all profits will go towards their non-profit of the month, which is Camp Make a Dream.
I just want to talk about them. Animal Wonders is pretty cool because it totally reminds me, if you guys have ever seen the movie Rio.
Okay,
it's like the guy and the girl are like pretty much the same as in the movie. It's a lot like in the movie. Like there's the girl from America goes down and like helps rescue birds and other exotic animals, and meets this guy, and then they start their own company together where they work with rescued animals. I think it's
cute. That's nice. I know.
Rio is based on their life, it feels like.
Yeah. We need to take care of our animals and protect them.
Yep.
'Cause they're good little friends. There is a North Side West Side block party tomorrow at 3 p.m. It'll be outside of the Zootown Arts Community Center. And so it'll be between 3 and 9 on North First between the Zach and the Stretchford building. It's an all-day celebration of the North Side. And so they'll have different activities. They'll have food. I'm sure they'll have drinks. There'll be family activities, sidewalk chalk, face painting, volleyball, a community co-op lounge. They'll do found object mosaics with a home resource, a big bouncy house, bubbles, hula hoops, juggling, storytelling, and more.
Nice.
And there's also a call to artists because the Zach wants submissions for a design that represents the North Side, West Side pride for the live screen printing at the block party. So you can start designing today and maybe submit it this evening or tomorrow morning, and they'll get it out there. Yeah, but that'll be fun. That's over on the North Side, and it's just celebrating our hood, the North Side. We're North Siders.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, my girlfriend Marie is an artist. Maybe I'll
Is she?
have her
She should do
submit
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, for screen printing. Yeah, your girlfriend's a great artist. Yeah. And then tomorrow night, Missoula Hellgate Roller Girls are having a bout. This will be at the county fairgrounds. And this is the Junior Roller Derby will open the event with a matchup against Magic City Junior team from Billings. So for that show, it starts juniors will start at 5 and the juniors begin at 5:30. And this will be at the Glacier Ice Rink in the Missoula County Fairgrounds. And then the Hellgate Roller Girls will be taking on the Derby League on Magic City from Billings. So it'll be the Magic City Junior League and the Magic City Adult League. So we'll be playing Billings this weekend. Yeah. And then the Adult League will start at 7 and the Junior League starts at 5:30. So that's tomorrow night. And there's a bunch of music. There's music at Draftworks, the Wilma, VFW, Top Hat, Stage 112, Palix, Monks, the Badlander, and the Sunrise.
Nice.
So that's what's going on today and tomorrow. Yeah.
It's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, a lot of events, lots of music. Get out there, everyone. Lots of free stuff happening.
Yep, and when we come back, we'll talk more about what's going on with MCAT, so stay tuned.
Why is clean air important to you?
I like to be outside. It's nice to be able to breathe.
My parents are getting very old and they're having a hard time breathing as is.
So I can see the stars at night.
Look at what we have.
Everything needs clean air.
Can you tell me why clean air is important to you?
I need it.
You just flat out feel better when you're breathing clean, fresh air.
So when I breathe in, I don't know, I feel like kind of this sense of like it's in you.
I like to have my lungs filled with clean air rather than a bunch of car exhaust.
If you're not breathing, you're not here.
And would you be willing to pay a penny per gallon of gasoline to save 2,500 lives per year?
I sure would.
All right. Would you give a penny?
I'll give a penny.
Yes, I would. Here you go.
Yes. Would you give a penny to save 2,500 lives per year?
Most definitely.
Absolutely, I would pay a penny more.
Yes.
All right.
I would. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Most certainly.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Would you be willing to pay a penny more?
You bet.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yes, I would, hands down.
Hey, welcome back. Oh, that's a little loud. So a couple more announcements I want to make. MCAT's going to be premiering all of the graduations on MCAT.
That's nice.
So
I didn't know that.
So all the graduations from this year are going to be airing on MCAT Channel 11, July 28th, 2014, and they're going to go through all the graduations, starting with Willard at 4, Hellgate at 5:10, Sentinel at 6:45, Big Sky at 8, and Sealy Swan at 9:15.
God, I wish my high school, my graduation was filmed.
Yeah.
I want to watch myself graduate.
But yeah.
Yeah.
One of our
pretty sweet.
Yeah, one of our staff took it upon himself to film all the high schools that day.
Good.
Yep.
That's important.
So, for more information, log on to our Facebook page. It's Wake Up Missoula via Facebook. It's our very own TV show page where we post all the videos that you've seen today. A lot of just great stuff.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Pretty much.
Well, that's all I got for today.
Yeah, I think that's our show. Anything else?
So
Josh?
look for the weather. It's going to be there's going to be a lot of smoke. So manage your time outside.
Yeah, don't breathe outside.
Don't breathe at all, actually.
Yeah, try not to breathe.
Just
My mom's coming to town this weekend, so I've got a lot of good events to.
Cool, take her out.
Yeah.
When's she coming into town?
Today, so.
Where's she?
Who is?
His mom.
Your mom?
Yeah, from Arizona. So.
Sweet, you better bring her to MCAT today because I'll be working today, and I would be.
We better meet her.
Yeah.
How much does your mom look like you?
A fair bit. I mean, she's a fair bit. Mom, so.
You know, I think I rolled a burrito for your brother the other day.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, cause yeah.
He was on the show.
Yeah,
we met him. He's like
sure
Josh
I
Minnie
did.
with a beard.
Yeah, that's what it was. I was like, that looks like Josh, but he has a beard. That's his brother.
Yeah, that was definitely my brother.
But I wasn't like, oh my God, hi. You know, I just rolled him a burrito for his fam. And
I mean, it's still funny.
way.
It's like people usually never recognize you. Like even our kids from our camps, they spend the whole week with us, and they're just like, huh?
Well, I actually saw a sweet little Sophia at Flippers the other day.
Aww.
Yeah, she's so cute. Yeah, it was fun.
Did she say hi to you?
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, she's so sweet. She's such a cutie. Those kids are awesome. They really are.
Yeah, and speaking of summer camps, we still have a lot of spots open in our animation camp. So.
That starts next week. That's
it's
Monday.
next week. It's Animation Camp Part 2. We had an overflow of kids this year, but we still have plenty of room in this camp, specifically aimed for kids who couldn't get into any of the other camps.